If you're a senior, then sometimes staying mobile can seem like a real challenge. But with just 4 simple exercises, it's possible to boost your independence and stay active for many years ahead. My name is Harlow, and I've helped thousands of people over 50 to improve their independence and mobility. And today I'm going to be giving you 4 of my favorite exercises for seniors to help you boost your independence. The exercises I'm just about to show you are some of my favorites for seniors because they can keep you both mobile and strong. But just before I show you them, I just need to let you know that these are not going to be suitable for everyone. Do get checked out by your doctor before you give them a try, and if they cause you any pain, then just avoid them. Let's have a look at the exercises now. One of the big things that can affect independence as we get older is a lack of ability to pick things up and push them up overhead. Imagine you're going on holiday and you're on the plane and you want to pick up your hand luggage and put it into the overhead locker. Now, if you don't have the sufficient mobility and strength, you're going to have to ask someone to do that for you. But the good news is you can train that skill back, and this first exercise helps you do just that. So this is called the box lift and press, and all you need is a suitcase or a duffel bag filled up with books. You want probably a little bit of weight in there, but don't make it too heavy. I'm going to use this canvas bag filled up with some of my camera gear to demonstrate. All we're going to do for this exercise is set yourself up facing the bag or the box like this with your feet about shoulder width apart. Now you're going to bend down, put 2 hands underneath the box and lift it up so that you're back to a standing position. The second phase of the movement is this. You're going to lift the box up to chest height, and the final phase is this. We're going to push it up overhead and then slowly bring it back down. So it's a 3-part movement, and that is the end point there where it's back down on the floor. So I'll show you again. You're going to bend down like a squat, grab the box and lift. Second phase is to bring it up to chest height, and the third phase is pushing it up overhead. Slowly come back down to the chest, then down to the hips, and then back down to the floor and relax. Now, it's such a good exercise because it's a totally compound movement. It works so many different muscle groups, and it tests the mobility of different areas of your body. Your hips, your knees, your back, everything is going to be tested when you do this exercise. Now, you can vary how heavy this thing is. You could use something quite heavy and just do 5 repetitions and then have a rest. Or you could do a very lightweight like mine is now and do 10, 15, 20 in a row and then have a rest there. No matter how many repetitions you choose, do 3 sets of that with a minute's rest in between and then move on to the next exercise. One of the biggest signs of a loss of independence for older people is not being able to get up and out of a chair on their own. That might mean that they need someone to hook under their arms to lift them up, or it might just mean that they have to really overstress their arms and their shoulders to get themselves up and out of a chair. And if they don't have arm rests, they can't get up. So I'm going to show you an exercise to make sure that's never the case for you. This is called the sit to stand, and it's one of my favorite exercises for older people because it's so functional to everything that you do day to day. It's really simple. You just need a chair, and you're going to position yourself so you're just sat on your sitting bones on the edge of a chair like this. Pull your feet back so they're just underneath your knees like this. You want your feet flat on the floor. You're going to take your hands and put them across your chest just to make sure they're out of the way. And the exercise looks like this. We're going to take our nose over our toes like this and then push up to a standing position. And on the way back down, we're going to stick your bottom out. Again, bring your nose over your toes and very, very slowly lower yourself back down to the chair. Now, the goal here is to land like a feather. It should take you a full 4 seconds to get right down to the chair. And once you're there, you can take some pressure off, but then go straight back into that upward phase. So nose over toes and stand. And at the top, you're going to stick your bottom out. Again, nose over toes, bend the knees. And because of the position my body's in now, I could stay here and not lose my balance because my bottom and my head are almost counterbalancing each other. So it's totally safe to do this. Now, if you struggle with this movement and you find yourself dropping into the chair, My best advice for you would be to get a bath towel, fold it over a couple of times, and stick it on the chair just to raise yourself up an inch. And it's amazing how much of a difference that 1 inch raise makes. And then as you get better, you can start to take the towel away. If you're really struggling, you can put a couple of towels so you're raised up quite a bit. And then every time you improve, you take away one of the towel layers. So you're slowly dropping down to a lower height. Now, the goal for this exercise is to try and do this somewhere between 5 and 15 repetitions in a row. And by the end of the set, you want your quads and your glutes to feel like they've had a bit of a workout. If you can feel it working in those muscles there, you're onto a great thing. Try and do that 3 times over every day, and that will definitely keep you independent when getting up and out of a chair. Before we go any further, I just want to tell you about a very special bonus I've created for viewers of this channel. It's called the Complete Guides to Building Muscle and Strength over the age of 50. And if you're someone who is a little bit confused about how to go about starting the process of building muscle and strength, you don't know what equipment to use or what exercises to choose, this is perfect for you. It's an exclusive 25-minute video that you can't find anywhere else, where I teach you all the ins and outs of building muscle and strength specific for people over the age of 50. So it's one of the best things I've created. I'm giving it totally for free to viewers of this channel. All you need to do is scroll down below this video. There's a link in the description where you can sign up. I'll send you the video straight away and you can get started. It's some of my best info, and if you use it, I hope you enjoy. A lot of people I see in the practice have got pretty good leg strength, but they lose their independence because they've got nothing up top. They've got no pushing power in their arms or in their chest. And that's a big reason for people losing independence. Having pushing power in your chest is important for closing or opening heavy doors. Or if someone gets too close to you, you want to know that you're able to push them away, and it's not just going to do nothing when you start to extend your arms. So this exercise is great for maintaining that upper body independence for older people. It's called the wall press, and all you need is a blank bit of wall that your partner doesn't mind you putting your hands against, and it looks something like this. You're going to put your hands on the wall about shoulder width apart, and you want to just slowly walk your legs away from the wall until you're at this kind of angle here. Now, the first goal is to make sure your body is in a perfectly straight line. So we want your head and your feet to line up. You can squeeze your bottom, which will help you to get that straight line appearance. And that's the foundation for what we're going to do next. Now, you can allow yourself to just come up onto your tiptoes, because the tiptoes are going to act like a pivot point as we move in closer to the wall. So keep your chest out, and then you're going to bend your arms and try and touch your nose on the wall like this. Hold for a second at that stretched position, and then a nice powerful push away. Simple as that. So keep the bottom squeezed up onto toes, bend your arms like this, touch your nose on the wall, and then push away. And then down, touch, and push. Down, touch, and push. And this exercise works your chest and your triceps and your shoulders, all really important muscles for doing things day to day. Now, I'd recommend with this exercise you do somewhere between 10 and possibly even 30 repetitions in a row. This exercise is a bit easier than the other ones to do a single rep, so you can do more. But at the end of the set, you want to feel some aching in your chest and in your arms. That means you've done a really good thing. Repeat that 3 times over, and doing that every day will keep that precious upper body strength alive. Another one of the big reasons that people lose independence as they get older is because they can't walk very well. And one of the biggest causes of poor walking is actually weakness that develops in the calf muscle down here. Did you know that for every 1% of loss of strength in your calf, you get a 1% decrease in your walking speed? That's what the research shows at the moment in older people. So that's quite concerning, because people do get a drop off of calf strength quite rapidly as they reach their 60s and 70s. Thankfully, this is reversible, and the heel raise is a great way to wind back the clock and maintain your independence. I'm going to show you 2 variations of this. We're going to go straight into my preferred one, which is to use your bottom step at home. You want obviously some banisters to hold on to, because this isn't a balance exercise. So make sure you've got something to hold on to, and just position yourself on your bottom step like this. So you've got your forefoot probably the front half of both feet on the step and the heels are hanging down. Now, as they hang down, you should be able to start to feel a bit of a stretch in your calf muscles, which is a good thing because flexibility in the calf is also important, just like strength. So once you've got that stretch, you're then going to push up onto tiptoes, and then very slowly, just like with the sit to stand, we're going to slowly go back down to the count of 4. Feel that stretch again, and then push up, and then slowly down, 2, 3, 4. Feel the stretch, and then up, 2, 3, 4, like this. And because of the fact that your calves are nice, strong muscles generally, you can do more repetitions of this as well. So try and work all the way up to 30 repetitions. If you can easily do more than 30, you need to make this harder. And in that case, you can wear a rucksack filled with books or hold a dumbbell. Either of those things work. But if you're like many of the people watching and this is too difficult or it's painful for you, try it just on the flat first. So get rid of your step. Just find a worktop that you can put your hands on. And instead of doing it from a step, you're just going to start on the floor and then go up. And again, that really slow return to the floor. Now, it's not quite as good because you don't get a stretch at the bottom, but it's still very important to get that nice contraction. And that is perfectly possible just up from the floor. So if you're not confident on your bottom step or you're too weak to do the first one, try this instead. And the same principles apply.